18 bodies have been found in a national forest in Greece where wildfires have been burning for days. They were discovered in the northeast of the country, with reports suggesting that the victims were migrants. Our senior international correspondent, Orla Guerin, reports.
It is an inferno, and it's leaving little in its wake. Firemen have been battling the flames night and day, but the wildfires are spreading. They've come bearing down on Avantus, a village where local people are counting their losses.
It has reached the entire village. Our own house up there, where the fire started, has completely burned down. There is nothing.
Far, only far. That's what we could see. The wind was so strong.
High winds and soaring temperatures have created a perfect storm. And beneath the smoke, a terrible discovery in the forest. Charred bodies of those who may have been seeking a better life. So far they are unnamed, their stories unknown.
In the wildfire of Alexandroupolis, in an on-site inspection by the fire department in the wider area of Avantas, 18 bodies were found near a shack.
The authorities believe the dead may have been migrants or refugees who entered Greece illegally and were hiding out near a national park. There's a well-trodden route here for those who cross over from neighbouring Turkey, desperate to reach European soil. Many who call this area home will have nothing left to come back to. This is an increasingly familiar picture in parts of Europe. A postcard from summer in our time. Wildfires are not new in Greece, but scientists warn they are worsening with climate change. So in Avantus, the bells toll a warning. Residents must go while they still can.
That was Orla Guerin reporting there. Well, Canada has also been experiencing wildfires. In fact, the worst wildfire season of its history, forcing more than 30,000 people to flee their homes. In Kelowna, the British Columbia region, a team of 500 firefighters say that the battle to take control of a blaze is far from over. Our South America correspondent, Wira Davis, has more.
The devastating wildfires of the last week, more than 1,000 in total, have been some of the worst in Canada's history. Firefighting services stretched to the limit, huge swathes of land consumed by flames, and thousands fleeing for their lives.
There's a fire right behind our house now.
Among those evacuated in haste and chaos from the lakeside town of Kelowna was local businessman Todd Ramsey.
He's a fairly timid dog.
Now safe with his family and pets in Vancouver, he described how one of the region's biggest lakes was no barrier to the blaze.
Nobody thought that the fire would actually jump across the lake, but we were sitting there out on our deck and we could hear what sounded like hail, and there were pine cones, pine needles, like big chunks of carbon that were still warm to the touch that were falling down on our deck.
Luck has played its part, but it's been a superhuman effort to avoid any fatalities here, and there's still an abundance of caution.
Okay, this is your first time here?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a card.
At one of 2 evacuation centres in Kelowna, families get food, clothing and help with accommodation. Such is the demand, they have to be patient.
So the colors represent 100 people that are waiting in the queue, times all the colors that are there, so we're about 1,100 people ahead of you in line. Okay. We'll keep the cover on.
Some fled their homes, not knowing what they'll be returning to.
It's all up in the air. They haven't given us any clue on when. We just keep looking for updates so then we know if we can go home and make sure everything's still there. Hopefully everything's still there.
The intense smoke, too, is a worrying health hazard for Shane and his baby daughter, Elizabeth. The reason for so many wildfires will be debated, but for many, climate change has to be a factor. Unseasonable conditions have brought challenges to humans and wildlife in a part of Canada proud of this normally pristine environment. Wira Davis, BBC News, Kelowna.